What are you guys doing over here? What are all you kitties doing? Okay, we got you guys some foods. There's some freshies, little freshies. You got food over here. Some more food over here. There you go. You guys all chow down. Chow down. Oh, come on. Hello. Yes, I'm bringing you all food. When I come by this amazing town, I always bring my cats old food, you know, what's left in the bag previous to the bag I just purchased. I often bring it over here and dump it out for these guys. They enjoy it. Okay, now that the cat thing is done, let me go ahead and start today's video on something that is pretty fantastic. Now, for those of you that live outside the United States, everybody has their myths, their legends. Here in the United States, we have Tessie, which is like a giant sea monster that lives in Lake Tahoe in the Sierra Nevadas. We have Bigfoot, Sasquatch. And we actually have quite a few crazy things out there. But none as crazy as what resides here in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Okay, I had to stop recording. A car came by and was waving and trying to get on camera, which I should have let him on. But anyway, so here in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, there is the legend of the Mothman. In late December of some year, I forget the year. I'll take you inside the museum and we'll catch up on all the history of that. But the legend is there's this crazy bat-like, man-size, moth-type creature that destroyed the bridge during a December month. Cold, the bridge just collapsed into the water. They blamed it on this flying creature. Pretty spooky stuff. But that's not the only thing that was in town during that same exact time period. Along with this creature, when this creature supposedly was causing havoc, you know, this guy here right behind me, there was a number of odd sightings up and down the streets of this town. Not of this guy, but of the men in black and some other odd things. I'm going to go inside the museum. I'm going to go ahead and shoot some video of the photographs of that time. And then we're going to walk up and down the street and try and match up the photographs with the locations of the sightings. Do they still exist? Let's go find out. Oh, we are inside. So here we have an example of the men in black. And right up here, there's a photograph with one just standing in the corner. Where is that corner? Can we find it? We're going to look for it today. Also, something else we're going to try and find, which I actually know where it is the actual Silver Bridge that collapsed due to this guy. Here we have a lot of newspaper clippings about that dreadful day. Where 7 people died and 41 missing. It was a pretty crazy incident. So much so that movies were made about it. And actually, here are quite a few of the movie props that were in the movie The Mothman Prophecies. Here's some scenes of Richard Gere, the star of The Mothman Prophecies. One of these days, I'm going to go ahead and try and get a ride from somebody, maybe somebody here from the museum or someone else in town, and take you guys to where the spot is they believe the Mothman actually lives. There's some old TNT buildings down there, explosive buildings from the military days, and many people believe that the Mothman actually resides in one of those buildings. Does he? Your guess is as good as mine.
It was a secret munitions and chemical dump for the US military. From 1942 through the 60s and 70s.
So much craziness. Now, I'm sure in your guys' countries, wherever you're watching this from, have some pretty unique things very similar to this. Leave in the description below. What do you have that is similar to the Mothman or Bigfoot? I'm sure Bigfoot, you guys probably got Bigfoots also, but there has to be urban legends, myths, and monsters in whatever country you reside in. I'm curious what they are. It's a pretty quiet little town, at least this time of year. They do have a festival, just like the Superman festival, but here it's called the Mothman festival because the Mothman, though similar to Superman, is just a little bit different. Superman he fights for truth and justice. I don't know what Mothman fights for. But we are walking on the north side of the street at the moment, heading down here a little ways because I think I located the spot where the men in black were actually hanging out. And I was thinking right along here. And then I thought to myself, no, in the photograph there was no ticket booth. But standing here, looking down this way, this is it. This is the location, just not in front of the movie theater. So if you guys look at the Men in Black image from Point Pleasant, it looks like the photograph was shot from in front of the movie theater to right about here. This is about as much as I can line up. The Men in Black was standing right here. And I believe the photograph was taken from over there at the movie theater. You would just be standing here like this, hiding, or kind of hiding out of sight. It's a possibility. That's as far as I can go. I'm assuming that's about, I think that's the building right here, and I think that's the angle it was shot at. Let's see how much copyrighted music I can get. What the heck? Wow. Okay, I got invited into a secret little thing under the street. I couldn't really record in there because there was a lot of copyrighted music, but dude's got it. It's called Black Ops Music, and inside he's building a concert stage for like local bands, traveling bands, new bands. You know, they can come and party, and it's kind of a party place, recording place, and live concert venue he's building under the city streets here. And he let me go inside and kind of check that out real fast. Wish I could have recorded more, but the music was so loud and it was all copyright, and I don't want to be gigged. But if you're in Point Pleasant, stop by the Mothman Museum and just walk down the sidewalk a little ways and look for a sticker on a window. Black Ops. Now this building here is also pretty infamous for hauntings, for ghosts. The Low Inn. I'm not going to take you guys inside here yet, but maybe sometime this summer I will spend the night in here. It's a pretty amazing place. I've never stayed at. Always wanted to. What does the side of that bus say? You are a terribly real... What? You are terribly real thing. I'm a terribly false world. That, I believe, is why you're in so much pain. And if it was a little bit easier to read, it probably would have made more sense. Now, the entire town of Point Pleasant is surrounded by a giant flood wall because it sits right along the banks of the river. So during flood season, this gate closes and stops the water from coming into this town and keeping the streets safe. But there is something else that's pretty fascinating about this gigantic river wall. It is the mile-long mural that stretches all the way down. So this mural pretty much tells the entire history of the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The town was named from what I believe, I could be wrong, but I think I'm correct, President, well at the time, not president, but George Washington actually named this town Point Pleasant. But if you look back at this long mural of the battles that were going on here, it didn't look that pleasant back then. And I think this might be General George Washington. But I'm not here to show you the river wall. I'm not here to show you the statues of Chief Cornstalk and General Andrew Lewis. No, we're not here to see that stuff. We're here to end this video talking about the Mothman. Daniel Boone was here also? I hear he was a man, a big man. So now we are at the spot where the devastation happened. That's a good word, right? Devastation. Don't get used that much in my vocabulary. But we've seen the Mothman, we've seen the museum. I think we've seen the spot where the men in black were located and hiding out during the dreadful December night where this bridge got knocked down. The Silver Memorial Bridge here in Point Pleasant. Do you believe in the Mothman? Do you believe that he could do something like that? Or do you believe it was just faulty maintenance and poor building of a bridge? I'll leave that up to you. But here's the bridge rebuilt, open for business, and I'm getting ready to be crossing it here very, very soon. It's definitely a pretty amazing sight. The Silver Bridge isn't the only bridge here in the area. Ooh, I've never seen this. Water Panther stone, polythrograph, believed to have been a Swanee altar stone. I think that's the image on it, but you really can't see it too well. That's a panther. But there's like 3 or 4 bridges right here in this local area. Only one of them was devastated by the mighty myth of the Mothman. There's a lot of cool memorials here in this little park. This one being the largest, but all scattered throughout this massive piece of property, all secure outside of the flood wall. We're outside the flood wall now. We're closer to the water. We might be in danger if the river decides to rise. I think we're safe though. Just to make sure, we should probably get on the other side of it. Oh, we're safe now. I feel that we're safe. Anyway, everybody, this is the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. An amazing little town. A lot of stuff to see and do, especially during a certain time of year when they have the Mothman Festival. I don't know when it's going to be happening this year. I will let you guys know as the time gets closer. I believe the Superman celebration comes first, and not too far after that, over here in Point Pleasant, the Mothman celebration happens. It's a pretty fun time. If you go back on my videos, you'll see one time when I actually went inside this building, the Point Pleasant River Museum. It was incredible inside there. I love this place, but they had a massive fire a few years back and it is still not open for business. I was told that they are relocating further down the street and going to be open one of these days. They're not sure exactly when, but not much going on in this building. The fire totally pretty much ruined everything, as fires often do. Did my kitty jump out the window? Kitty, kitty, meow, meow. Okay, if it was my cat, she'd come running. It's not her. Okay, guys, that is about it. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, get back to the truck, and continue on down the road. So from Point Pleasant, West Virginia, home of the Mothman, and the Mothman statue, and the Mothman Museum, I bid you fair adieu. Until the next time, peace out, everybody. I get a walk under a bridge. Hopefully it doesn't collapse.